Hey, good afternoon. I'm student Dr. Dhaval Chauhan.
Hey, I'm Hector Santiago.
So what brings you in today?
I have a little bit of pain right here in my heel.
Okay.
It hurts a lot.
Yeah. So about when would you say like the pain started?
About like 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago? Okay. And I saw you pointed at the heel. Is that exactly where it hurts?
Yeah, like right there.
Okay. And so how long has it been going on? Just the 2 weeks?
Yeah, I started it like 2 weeks ago.
Nothing before then?
I don't think so. It just became like real painful about 2 weeks ago.
Okay. And then so obviously you said it's painful. Like what kind of characteristic is the pain? Is it sharp, dull, like throbbing?
Yeah, I would say it's pretty sharp. Kind of like stabbing, I feel, but it's probably not that intense. It's just kind of sharp.
Okay, yeah. Like a stabbing, sharp pain. Okay, and then does it just kind of stay in the heel, or does it radiate up, move up, move down?
No, it's pretty local.
Really in the heel? Okay. And then like, is there a time of day where the pain is worse, like evening, afternoon, morning?
Morning kind of sucks.
Morning sucks.
Yeah, it's like real painful in the morning.
Yeah.
But once I kind of get it like moving, it kind of
feels better.
A little bit.
So like throughout the day, like where would you rank the pain? Like 1 being like hardly any pain, 10 being like the most painful thing ever.
Yeah, I want to say maybe like a 5 or a 6.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah, you're feeling some discomfort there.
Yeah.
So next I'm going to just ask you a few basic questions just to kind of get a whole idea of who you are and make sure that the treatment plan is, proper. So some past medical stuff, like have you been hospitalized recently or had any surgeries in the past?
No.
Okay, and then so what about any like illnesses, like as an adult or a child?
Oh, no, just chickenpox.
Chickenpox, like as a kid?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, and then what about like your immunizations, flu shots, everything's like up to date?
Yeah, that's all good.
Okay, and then are you taking any medication for it, like prescribed over the counter?
No, not that
No, nothing. Okay, and then any allergies?
Ibuprofen.
Ibuprofen, okay. So have you had any blood transfusions?
Nope.
No? Okay, and then so like, how would you describe like your emotional well-being and like alertness?
I'm pretty healthy mentally.
Pretty healthy, happy, you know where you are? Okay. So next I'm going to ask you some even more like personal questions, and you can opt out of answering.
Okay.
So about how many hours a night do you get sleep?
Like 6.
6 hours?
Yeah.
That's not bad. Do you smoke?
No.
No. Are you single, in a relationship?
I'm single.
Single? Okay, so I'm going to ask you an even more personal question. Would you say like you're sexually active?
Yeah.
Yeah? Practicing safe habits?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's good to hear. What do you do for work?
I'm a student.
Student, okay. So how's the diet?
It's alright.
It's alright?
Normal.
Normal?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you drink alcohol?
Yeah.
How much?
Like 5 to 6 a week.
5 to 6 a
on
week?
average.
Okay, not bad.
College is real.
College. What about drugs? Experimenting with any of that stuff?
No, your typical like marijuana here and there, but nothing crazy.
Okay.
Okay.
What about at home? Like, do you have any pets?
Yeah, I have a dog.
You have a dog? Okay. Do you travel often? Anytime in the past 6 months?
Yeah, I went to Colombia a couple months ago.
Colombia. I bet that was fun.
It was a good time.
So what about your family, like mom, dad, grandparents? Do they have any like history of diabetes, hypertension, any of that sort of stuff?
So my grandma has some heart issues.
Mm-hmm.
My dad has high blood pressure.
Okay.
Or high blood sugar too, I think.
Okay, yeah. Just making sure we can
yeah.
see if there's any underlying issues. But
yeah.
So from here we're going to move on to the more physical examination. So I'm going to start off with a dermatological exam. Just means I'm going to look at your skin.
Okay.
So first off, I'm just feeling for like lacerations, any bruises, cuts, open wounds, from leg all the way down. That's looking good. I'm going to check between your toes for any lacerations, macerations. At the same time, I'm checking all your toenails. And your toenails are all normal and you don't have any lacerations between. All the things up here is looking good. I'm going to check under as well because you can miss sometimes lesions and things like that, but you're looking pretty good. You have a few calluses on the feet, but that's nothing to worry about, completely normal. Now I'm going to move on to the vasculature exam, which just means we're making sure that there's proper blood flow to your legs and feet. So I'm going to take the backs of my hand, I'm going to run them all the way down, just checking for a constant temperature. And yours are warm to warm, which is perfect, exactly what we're looking for. I'm going to do your capillary refill time, which just means that I'm going to squeeze your toes and make sure that they refill with blood within 3 seconds of you letting go. And they're doing that. At the same time, I'm also checking to see how your hair growth is on your legs and feet. Everything's looking normal. Next, I'm going to check for 3 pulses. So I'm going to start off with your dorsalis pedis pulse, which is feeling good. Yep. I'm going to move on to your posterior tibial, which is actually really strong. This feels good. Lastly, I'm going to move on to the popliteal artery. We'll do one leg at a time. Now, this one I kind of have to get in there, so let me know if it hurts.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So it's good on that side. Check this side real quick. And yeah, okay, that's looking good. Lastly, I'm just going to check the trigger of your skin, which just means I'm like looking for elasticity. I pinch them up, they fell back down, and that's perfectly good. That's normal, it means you're hydrated. So now we're going to move on to muscular, which is, I'm just checking to see, if you have any deficits. But so what I'm going to do is I'm going to place my hands on your feet and just tell you to press against them. So push up, good. Push down, perfect. Push out, great. Push in, that's perfect. So now I'm gonna check your joints. Make sure they're moving properly, moving well. Looking at first ray, fifth ray. Looking good. I'm checking ankle as well. Dorsiflexion, plantar, all that. I'm gonna do it on both sides. Everything's feeling pretty normal so far. Yeah, that's all good. Okay, so now I'm going to check if you have any equinus, which involves me putting your foot in neutral position. And let me know if you feel any discomfort. You shouldn't. Okay, that's good. If you can just lift your leg up. So I'm just checking to see if you can go 10 degrees beyond parallel. And yeah, that's perfect. I would say you just have maybe like a little bit of gastroc equinus, which is really nothing to worry about, A lot of people have that. Same thing on this side. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, so lastly, we're going to move on to neurological exam. Make sure you have full feeling, proprioception down there. So I'm going to start with your reflexes. So first of all, I'm going to start with the Babinski reflex, which is just me drawing a giant C on your foot, seeing if your toes splay out, move around, anything like that. Nope, it's perfect. A little bit of movement, but it's completely normal. Yep, that's looking good. Okay, I'm going to have you scoot out. I'm going to finish up your reflexes. Start with the right leg. So I'm going to do your patellar reflex.
Okay.
And then from there, I'm going to do your Achilles as well. If you just hold that up. Perfect. Thank you. All right, that's good. Good. This one right here. Thank you so much. Good. And perfect. Okay, can I have you scoot back? Alright, so now I'm going to move on to this monofilament exam. I'm just going to touch your feet, and every time I do, I need you to say yes, okay?
Okay.
Alright, so if you close your eyes. Alright, I'm going to start.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Okay, next foot.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Okay, that's looking completely normal. Now still with your eyes closed, I'm going to give you two options here. There's a sharp and a dull. I'm going to touch you with one of them and you tell me if it's sharp or dull. Okay?
Okay.
Close your eyes.
Sharp.
Good.
Sharp.
Good.
Tall.
Good.
Tall.
Perfect. Okay. Lastly, I'm going to do this with this. It's going to vibrate. I'm going to touch a bony part of your foot. Whenever the vibration stops, I want you to tell me, okay?
Okay.
All right, so if you close your eyes.
Stop.
Good.
Stop.
Good. Okay, so we're done with the physical exam. You seem totally healthy, normal. Like you said, you were experiencing the heel pain. So my professional opinion, I would say it's plantar fasciitis, which is very common amongst almost everybody nowadays. So I think I'm going to start you off by prescribing you a kind of stronger NSAID. Maybe we'll do a orthotic as well. From there, let me know in about 2 or 3 weeks if it stays, if it gets worse, and then we'll move on to maybe like a corticosteroid, like a cortisol shot. I'll also, show you a couple stretches, but it should be all good in maybe a couple months.
Okay.
All right?
Thank you, doctor.
Thank you for coming in.
Have a great day.
That was a test.